Hello, Crystal here again with a 9-month update of my natural hair. I actually just finished washing my hair and it's drying out. I haven't done anything to it. But what I will be doing right now is trimming my hair. I have not had a all over trim since I big chopped on December 31st, 2010. Yeah, believe it. Laziness, didn't feel like it. I hate trimming my hair when it's this short. I prefer it way better when it's longer because it's so much easier. So I said, forget it. I'll just wait. And now I actually feel like it, so I'm going to do it today. I want to make mention that not everything works for everyone. You know your hair. You know how well you care for your hair. You know if you have dead ends. You know if your hair is more so on the healthy side. You know your hair. So keep in mind that what I'm doing is what works for me. If it works for you, great. If not, then you want to find another technique to do. I will not show you how I'm going to trim my entire head because then the video will be entirely too long. I'm just going to show you just the sides and the front area. And then you, of course, can just do the rest yourself because you know how to do that portion. And I may have to take off a good amount because I've waited so long. But again, it depends on how well I've cared for my hair all this time. If I have a lot of dead ends, then yes, I'm going to cut them off. If I don't, then I'm not going to cut as much. It's based off the condition of my hair. And it should be based off the condition of your hair as well. A couple of products that you will need is a comb. I choose to use a fine tooth comb with a rat tail. Look at that. Natural hair. That's what it'll do to you. Eat it all up. Also going to need a wide tooth comb. I will be using my Tangle, what is it called? A Tangle Teaser. And I will be moisturizing with jojoba oil, Giovanni Direct Leave shears, a good pair of shears for your hair. Before I actually go to cut, I do want to do a length check now that I do have a tape measure with me. So let's do that. The length check is done. I'm going to go ahead and proceed with trimming my hair. A couple things that I am going to use, and again, remember this is my preference. You can cut your hair on dry or wet hair. When I was relaxed, I always preferred dry cuts, but now that I'm natural, I prefer wet cuts. So I am going to need some water because my hair has dried. Now I'm going to part my hair, and the size of your parts truly do matter because you don't want to make the squares too big. And I will be doing my hair as if I'm doing a twist, putting in twist, two-strand twist. That's how I choose to trim my hair in two-strand twist. So, make sure you don't make them too big. This part's going to be very difficult for me because my hair is so short on the sides. But I'm gripping it. And again, I'm just doing a 2-strand twist. Give myself 2-strand twist all over. And I think you guys get the idea of it. Here's my texture, guys, in case you want to know what my texture of my hair was like. This is what it looks like. If I throw some gel in it, it'll be even more prominent. Now, one thing that I failed to do just now, which I do have to do with this section, is separate. I must separate now because you don't want to have too long of you don't want to have too long of a portion, because then the hair is not going to be evenly trimmed. Parts of your hair would be, of that particular portion, parts of it will have more of a trim than another part. And you want an all over even trim. Well, at least as even as possible. Some people choose to cut their hair uneven because when they go to wear it out in a bush or an afro, there's a certain look that they're going for. I prefer an even trim. So that's what I'm going to do. I would like to show you guys what to do when you come across a tangle. With natural hair, you want to be as delicate as possible. You don't want to harm your hair. And with 4B texture hair, like what I have, your hair is very, very brittle. So as you can see, I easily diffuse the situation just by lightly pulling. And that's how I detangle my hair. Now that I have an entire section or row, whatever you want to call it, twisted, now I like to proceed with cutting. You can twist one at a time and cut and keep on going and cut like that. However, I choose not to. It's just preference. No way is better than the other. As you can see in this area, the sections are wider. So I had to separate them in two. You don't want them to have that one huge section with one twist coming out, because if you do that, then that means the hairs on the opposite ends aren't going to have as much as a trim as the ones in the middle, the hair in the middle. So you do want to separate it. But the technique is very easy. You just pull the hair. You can actually feel the hair that's dead, at least I can. And then I cut just a tad bit more than 1/2 of an inch. And the reason why I cut so much is because, again, I have not had a trim in a very long time. There's the hair. See if I can hold that and pull it. Look at that. A lot. It's pretty long. It looks like at least 1/2 of an inch that I just cut. But again, it's necessary because I have not had a trim in 9 months. Again, I'm feeling for it. Plus, I have an idea of how much needs to be inspected in my head. Try and hold the end. There you go. That's how much was cut. Turn this way so you can actually see better. I can see the damage on the hair. And you can always feel it too. I mean, If your hair is as healthy as it should be, your hair should most likely be the same width from the base to the tip. If your hair goes thinner, it's because all those other hairs has broken off. So you have hair here that's thicker than the tips because you've broken off your hair. Or your hair has broken off. I mean, I don't know if I should say you've broken it off, but your hair has been damaged. It should be the same. It should be the same width from base to tip. I'll now proceed with the remainder of my hair, and again, a lot of things that I'm doing is preference. If this is a technique that you feel will work for you, go for it. A couple things to keep in mind is keep the squares small, tightly twist your hair, make sure it's very tight, as well as feel for the thinning edges. So if the ends of your hair is really thin, go ahead and chop that off. Your hair should be one width from base to end, and you can also feel for the split ends. You know, just go ahead and chop that area, as well as you continue to do your hair will get dry going towards the back because of the time that it takes. If it does, just re-wet it with water. It already has the oil in it, it already has the conditioner in it. There's no need to do anything else. And I will check you guys out as soon as I'm done. Now that my hair is complete, I have put the twist all over, I have clipped all of the ends, my trim is complete. And this is what I have going on. And I'm not rocking this as a style. There is a cleaner way to do it. In the past, when I went to trim my hair, I would rock a twist out. So I would make sure just certain ones like this will be twisted all the way to the end and make it look like something, and I would tie it down with a scarf and a bonnet for the night. But since I'm not rocking this as a style, I do plan to blow dry my hair and straighten it. I'm just going to go ahead and put the drops in. These are made by Crissé Pilot, and they're for your scalp to stimulate growth. I've been using it now for about since about 4 months now. Started using it at the 5-month mark. But basically, anything else that you may use for your scalp or any other products, that's the last step for me. And then now I know my hair is moisturized for the week, and I can proceed. But that's basically it. And then after I finish with putting these drops on my scalp, I'll throw a satin bonnet on for the night, and tomorrow I'll actually do my video for blow drying my hair and flat ironing it and stuff like that. And that's it. I thank you for watching. I hope you rate, subscribe, even be a friend so we can stay in contact with each other and be an encouragement while we're all traveling on this natural hair journey. But whether you like to rock your hair kinky, curly, locked, braided, straight, I don't care. Rock it. Do you. Love you. Be you. Have a good one. Stay encouraged.